Alright, so I'm back. I took a little bit longer to get this second video out on the 7 deadly sins, mainly due to the fact I wanted to get this right the best I could, and also due to the fact I didn't know where I would record, because outside it was raining like crazy. I'll put a video. I think I got one off my camcorder, but I don't know. So, whole bunch of notes. I mean, this side's not that filled, but it has verses and just different things. So I really wanted to make sure I got a lot of stuff down and didn't have to look back and be like, oh, I missed this, I missed that. But I really realized that I'm always going to miss something because there's always something new to learn. So I'm just going to go on with what I've got. So basically today is going to be about the sin of greed, the deadly sin of greed. Now, people mostly and mainly have wait a minute. People mostly think of the sin of greed as a money thing, but as you can see in the Bible, it's not just a desire for money, but it could also be a desire for power or possessions. So that's really a way you have to look at it. And how do you know that, or really what is the definition of greed? And definition of greed could be backed by the selfish desire for more than what's needed. Like, say, oh, I'm at a comfortable place right now where I've got a nice house, I've got a stable income, but I want more. If you're not satisfied with that little, you're not going to be satisfied with more. So that's how you have to look at it. I found a character in the Bible that suffers to the sin of greed, and that is Gehazi. I think I'm getting that right. It was a servant, a prophet of Elijah. And it comes from 2 Kings chapter 5. So basically, a little background of this, if I can find. It wasn't the one who was healing people, it was Elijah. Elijah was the healer. He was a prophet of God who was not overthrown by greed, and he didn't have any of that. So he got requested to heal Naaman. And what they did is they thought that they could buy his healing from God. But as it turns out, they offered Elijah 750 pounds of silver, 150 pounds of gold, and 10 sets of clothing. That was a lot back then. And what he did is he rejected the gifts to show that God's favor cannot be purchased, because like his money, like our money, that's not going to follow us into death. That money is going to be worth nothing. That's the way. A way you could sort of compare this is if you brought your money from now and you went all the way back to, let's say, the Romans. You hand them a US dollar and you say, oh, can I buy this pair? Can I buy this? Can I buy that? They're going to look at you crazy, and they're going to be like, what is this, dude? This isn't going to get you anything. You need this. In a way we can compare that this is having a relationship with God. And people think, oh, that's easy, blah, blah, blah. It's not easy. It's very hard. And sometimes people pray for wealth. And the way they pray it is not in a way where you're serving God, but it's more in a way that you're serving money. Now that right there, that is greed. What you should do is pray for, I don't know, maybe a stable income, or pray for a stable income, because you don't need all this extra money. Like, money as itself, that's a tool that is a basic necessity in this world now. And there are so many people who get all this money, and they get all the cars, they get all the chains, they get all the houses, they get all of that. But they are still never fulfilled. An example of a person who is never fulfilled, as I was saying in the healing of Naaman, was, let me find it. I keep getting off track, so I need to get back on track. It was Gehazi. So basically, Gehazi sees Elijah reject this, and he's like, what? You rejected all this extra stuff? Because, like I was saying, that was a good bit back then. So what he does is, after Elijah leaves, he goes back to the people offering him money, and he runs a whole story where he's like, oh yeah, now all of a sudden, Elijah wants this money. He wants the 750 pounds of silver and the 150 pounds of gold, and that's 10 sets of clothing. And I believe it was Naaman or one of his servants, and they said, oh, okay, take it. Actually take twice as much. And then he began to worship money, basically. Money became his God, not God itself. I'm sorry about dog barking. No, it actually, his karma caught up to him, basically. What happened, it says exactly this in 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 27. He says, because you have done this, you and your descendants will suffer from Naaman's leprosy forever. Gehazi left the room, and he was covered with leprosy. His skin was as white as snow. Now, ain't that something? I don't know if you can hear that, but it's going to catch up to you. If you worship money over God, he will punish you. And that's even following if you do get money in the future and you're like, I'm not satisfied with this money. Then God's just like, okay, I'll take it back. Or in this case, he was like, oh, you stole money you took advantage of, I wouldn't say grief, but you took advantage of their situation and took from them, and you lied about it too. So now you will have leprosy. You will have leprosy. That thing that God was able to cure, God gave to you, because you decided that you didn't have enough and you wanted more. So that's Gehazi's story. So that's how we were able to see that Gehazi got affected by that money. Well, money is not the root of all evil, but the love for money is the root of all evil. It's the story that you can get out of this. So So now, I think I'm at a good point where I can say, what is the cure to generosity? Or nope. I meant to say, what is the cure to greed? The cure to greed is generosity and gratitude. So when you get this money, don't say, I did a good job, or don't say, I've done a good job. Oh, I've got all this money now. But thank God and say, oh, wow, he gave me more of this. I couldn't be happier about it. And then give back what you can. Anytime you, I don't know, let's say your friend and you went to a restaurant. He's like, oh, I don't have any money. I can't pay. Pay for their food. That's not your money. That's God's money. What you give out to the world will come back to you. So pay for that friend's meal. Give money to that homeless person, even if you don't think that they'll use the money for that right thing. What happens to them happens to them. So, yeah, that is the end of this video. I did a lot of research. I took 2 days on this, so I think the rest of the day I'm going to try getting out the third video of the series, and that third video is going to be about lust. I tried starting off with talking about lust, and I made lots of points, but lust is it's a thing that way more people suffer with now, and way more people have lust in their life. So I want to make that a video that goes in depth and that also can help out a lot of people. So, see ya.